take charge of your life. And if you're responsible enough, you will stop complaining, stop blaming other people and your own circumstances, and you will start working. I'm not asking you to hustle. I'm not asking you to work every minute of your hour. I'm just asking you to take charge of your time, because it's your time and you need to take charge. Not any other person will tell you, not any other person will help you, and not any other person can hinder you from taking charge of your time. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Aishwarya Parab, and by looking at the title of this video, you might have understood what I'm going to talk about today. It's about that particular thing which I'm experiencing lately. This wasn't a planned video. For this day, like for this particular upload, I was supposed to upload another video which is based on Feynman's technique of learning. So probably after this video, the next upload will be on Feynman's technique. So if you want to learn about it, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and press on the notification icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. But talking about this video, by looking at the title, you might have understood it's about overthinking, right? And I decided to make a video on this because I am contemplating a lot regarding my life decisions, regarding my career decisions, and all the things that are related to my life. Because this is an important phase in our lives, and I know most of my audience falls in the age group of 18 to 25, and this age group is considered to be the maker or the breaker. So you can either take decisions that can make your life in the future, or you can take decisions that can break your life in the future. However, I do know that there are exceptions. I do know that there are people who change everything in their lives when they are in their 30s or when they're in their late 40s. So there are exceptions, but I feel this is the phase wherein we go through the phase of self-doubt. We don't believe in ourselves for a reason, and in the future this is going to harm us very badly. So recently I was going through overthinking, and many of my friends are going through this. I've spoken to everybody, almost all of my classmates. I've told them my situation, and even they revert back saying the same thing, that hey, even I'm in the same situation. Yeah, I waste half of my time thinking the same thing again and again, over and over again, regretting on the time that they have wasted, and again wasting more time. So what are you doing by regretting, by the way? You're regretting the time that you have wasted and not utilized to help yourself grow or learn new skills. But while you are regretting about that wasted time, my dear, you're wasting more time. So regrets are necessary so that you can succeed and learn from your mistakes, but overthinking can spoil everything. So that is why I came today with this video for you guys, because I know most of y'all fall in that age group. So the agenda for today's video is pretty clear. First, we are going to discuss the few causes of overthinking, because it happens to everybody. And by the way, let me make this clear. If you're here to find a solution such that you'll never overthink in your entire span of life, then this video is not for you, because overthinking is something which everybody goes through. Okay, there's no term saying that okay, I am an overthinker. I used to say this, by the way. I used to call myself an overthinker, but now that I've spoken to so many people, I've realized one thing. There's no term as overthinker. Everybody overthinks, and in every person's life there is a phase where they'll go via overthinking phase. You're getting me what I'm saying? Even billionaires like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, even they overthink a lot. They contemplate over a particular decision, and then they see whether that decision will break them or make them, and then they take it. So overthinking is a process of life. It is going to happen, but I'm going to suggest a few methods, a few techniques that can help you get rid of that overthinking process at the spur of the moment. So for example, if you're overthinking right now and you know that you have to complete some important tasks and not waste your time in this phase blocking everything, then now you'll tell yourself what to do, and you will block this overthinking phase and get on with your tasks. So these techniques will help you do this. These techniques won't help you to get rid of overthinking for the entire span of your life, because There is no human being on this planet who can help you get rid of overthinking in your life. Okay, so this video is just to help you get rid of overthinking at the spur of the moment. Now that I've spoken a lot, let me again come back to the agenda of this video. The first thing is causes of overthinking that we are going to discuss, and the second thing that we are going to discuss is other methods that can help you stop overthinking at the spur of the moment and get done with your tasks first, because we need to get done with our tasks that are important. Okay, so let's get started with the causes. So there are many causes, but a few causes that relate to me and other people around me, those causes I'm going to state today. Okay, so the first one is comparison. Now I'm not talking about the comparison which your parents make or the comparison that your relatives make. Okay, those comparisons are there in everybody's life. I'm talking about comparisons that you make. Believe me or not, I'm 100% sure in whatever years that you have lived your life on this planet Earth, you might have compared yourself with some other person. It can be due to jealousy. Every person gets jealous. It can be, see, jealousy is classified into good jealousy and bad jealousy. Bad jealousy is harmful. Good jealousy can help you grow. Okay, it's not good. Jealousy is not good, but it happens to everybody. Okay, that is the truth, right? I'm not going to lie here. So, due to jealousy, you can come up with comparisons. And I'm 100% sure there have been cases in your life where you have compared yourself with some other person. Now, when you do this, you're actually comparing two unique quantities. You're comparing two unique situations, but you're not even taking into account those situations or circumstances. You're just taking into account the result. So if someone has won a hackathon, you're just taking the result into account. See, that person has won it. That person has achieved something. That person got into this particular program. That person earned this scholarship. That person got into Microsoft. Why can't I? You're just looking at the result, but you're not looking at the circumstances. You're not looking at the situations that person was in, because they are totally different. So, due to these comparisons that you make with yourself, no one's forcing you, no one's imposing these comparisons on you. You're just making these comparisons naturally. This is human nature. You know, you can't stop it. By the way, there's no way you can stop it actually. So this is human nature. Due to these comparisons, you start overthinking. Second reason why most of us start overthinking is self-doubt. Self-doubt. Another name for self-doubt is imposter syndrome, and you might have heard about this imposter syndrome quite a lot during this pandemic. So imposter syndrome happens when you start self-doubting. So you start doubting your abilities, you start doubting your capabilities, and believe me when I say this, even though you have achieved a lot in your life, you will still doubt yourself. So a person who has not done enough, who has just wasted time, I won't say wasted time, but who has just enjoyed going to the movies, watching some more movies at home on Netflix, eating whatever he or she wanted to, and just doing all the things that he or she desired to, that person and the other person who has worked hard and accomplished something, etc., both these people can still have self-doubt. Yeah, both these people can still have self-doubt. I still have self-doubt. Even billionaires still have self-doubt. Believe me when I say this. So due to this self-doubt, we again jump into the phase of overthinking. And the third reason why we overthink is regret. Now, how this regret comes into picture? I'll give you my own example, okay? Many a times, what happens with me is I'm not a consistent person. I know that consistency is very important, but I'm not a consistent person. So many a times I'll work hard on this particular day, next day I will take rest. But while I'm taking rest, I'll be regretting more than taking rest. So I'll be regretting about why I took this rest. I could have accomplished so many things during this day, but still I'm taking rest. So basically, you're understanding what is happening? I'm taking rest, but physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm not taking rest. I'm just telling myself that, hey, you don't take rest, you have to do stuff. And that is regret. And I'm wasting more time here. So while you are regretting, you are actually overthinking about what? Overthinking about the time that you wasted or the time that you're wasting now. But the result is wasted time again. You're again wasting time. You have not done anything special, my dear. So this is the third reason. And these are the three primary reasons that have impacted my life at least. Also, let me know if there are other reasons or other causes of overthinking in the comment section below, because I'm recently facing this phase. Before the pandemic, I used to not overthink so much, but I think so now that I've gotten into this age group wherein people are trying their best to do something in this world, to become someone in this world, this phase has gotten into me. So now that I'm done discussing about the causes of overthinking, let's discuss how we can get rid of overthinking. See, the first thing would be to look at your previous progress, your earlier progress, whatever you have done. I'm pretty sure in whichever domain you want to flourish, you might have achieved something, right? Now, when it comes to me, I am a developer, I am a tutor, a content writer, and a designer. So I have 4 key domains that I particularly work on. Mostly, I get this overthinking phase in my developer's journey. So if I'm learning something new, for example, if I'm learning programming, if I'm learning JavaScript, then I get this overthinking phase whether I'm good enough for it or no. Whether I'm doing great or no. So that is the time when I look at my previous mini projects. So there are many mini projects that even you may have developed in your learning journey. Just look at them and just see how far you have reached. For example, if you're just learning programming, when you didn't know about programming, you might not know how to even print a sentence, right? But now you have reached pointers phase, so you know how to deal with pointers. And believe me, pointers is not easy. Like, learning pointers is not easy. You need to know a lot about call by reference, call by value, and you need to have a proper understanding of how this language works. Only then will you understand what you are doing with pointers. But when you add pointers, you might feel that, hey, I don't know enough. Yeah, these people are using graphic windows, and they are solving puzzles, and they are making games, and I'm just playing with pointers here. But then just go back and see how much you have learned. Just go back and see that now you have learned how to dynamically allocate memory. This is a big thing. You didn't know how to save a variable in the beginning, but now you are dynamically allocating memory and arrays, playing with them, solving problems, learning new stuff, learning new data structures. So this is your progress. Even now that I'm talking about this to you, it feels great, right? So when you look at your previous progress, you'll really be happy that you have come so far. You'll understand that you have put in some hard work. And if you just keep on overthinking, you'll reach a phase where you'll be giving up, which you don't want to do, right? Now that you have come so far. So please look at your previous progress and gain inspiration from it to do something more great in the future. Keep on going. The second way of getting rid of overthinking is to set false deadlines. So this I started recently using in my life, and this is particularly for content writing. So since I'm involved in so many different domains, it's not easy for me to allot time to my clients. Okay, there are many clients that I'm dealing with. So what I do is, if the client says that I want this work to be done on Thursday, I tell myself that I need to get done with this project on Wednesday morning. And it helps me. I complete the project on Wednesday morning, and then just a few edits, proofreading checks, and then I submit it to the client maybe on Thursday, or sometimes I also submit it to the client on Wednesday morning, and the client also gets happy. And when you have retained clients, it's really good, because you don't need to search for more clients. You just have the client that you just got. The next tip or the next method is actually not a method. It's not even a technique. It's a sentence that I keep on telling myself, and I also wrote a LinkedIn post on this, and that really helped because many people reached out to me and they said that thank you for this advice, it helped. So this sentence is framed as such. I don't know whether someone has said this sentence, or I don't know whether I've read it somewhere. It just came to my mind and I thought it's a good sentence to write, right? So the sentence goes like this: regretting over wasted time is wasting time. So I keep on telling this to myself when I'm in my overthinking phase. So if I realize that I'm overthinking a lot, and at times I do realize, it's not subconscious. It's not as if I'm overthinking and I will never realize it. I do realize that I'm overthinking it, but still I'll carry on in that phase because I don't want to push myself. So that's why I tell myself during those days that, hey, you're regretting, right? You're regretting, but regretting over wasted time is wasting further time. So that's why I'll just push myself more, and I'll complete those tasks that are there in my to-do list and get done with them, and then I'm happy by the end of the day. So this is one sentence which you can tell yourself. Again, this technique will only work on the spur of the moment. It won't help you to get rid of overthinking in your entire life. The fourth method I have for you here is taking a break. Now, as I've told you, I love taking breaks because I'm a person who works hard for one particular day, and the next day I cannot really work hard. I can go into the overthinking phase. So I take a break at that particular time. Now, when I say take a break, please rest, watch your favorite sitcom, or watch something that you really wanted to watch for a long period of time, eat something that you love, and give proper rest to your mind, to your body, to your brain, to each and every organ. Don't regret. Okay, so if you are taking a break and if you are regretting why you are taking a break, that's not counted as a break. Okay, so give yourself a proper break. It will help you come out of the phase, and it might actually clear the fatigue that you have after working very hard. Okay, but if you are a consistent person, if you know how to distribute all your tasks along the day properly, then you might not need a break every now and then. Okay, you might need a break after every 3 days. That would be fine, right? If you're just distributing your tasks properly. If you're not, then you can work hard on one single day and take a break on that consequent day. Now, by saying this, I don't mean that I work hard on Mondays and then Tuesdays I don't do anything, or I'll work hard on the next day, which is Wednesday, and then Thursdays I don't do anything. This is not what I'm trying to imply here. I may work hard from Monday to Sunday also, okay, but after working so hard, I need 1 day ka break, full 1 day break. So that is what I take. Okay, so that comes under taking a break. And the last thing, the fifth method, is talking to your loved ones. If you feel that your overthinking phase is prolonging, then please contact your friends or contact your family members and let them know that you're thinking about this too much. Let them know how you're feeling and just listen to their advice or listen to their suggestions. Now it completely depends upon you whether you want to take their suggestions or advice, or whether you don't want to do anything, you just want to do what your heart says. But just make sure to put it out there to your loved ones that, hey, you're doing this, you're prolonging this phase is not good for yourself, and they'll surely help you out. Okay, but don't again and again repeat the same thing, otherwise even they'll get bored. Okay, they'll be like, what is wrong with this person? So just let them know once, maybe twice, take their help, they'll be there for you, surely. Okay, if they love you, they'll be there for you and they'll help you out, and then you need to help yourself. Okay, so you just can't rely on your family members. After getting a push from their end, after listening to them, you need to take charge of your body, you need to take charge of your mind, brain, and get out of that phase. Okay, mostly it is you getting out of the overthinking phase. These methods might not even work for you. They are working for me. I have tried a few of them and my friends have tried a few of them, but they might even not work for you. So for you, the only thing that can work is your own body. Your own body should be out of that phase. Your mind, your brain should be out of that phase, and you are the only person who can do that. Okay, there's a म्हण in Marathi, तूच तुझ्या जीवनाचा शिल्पकार, and I believe in this so much that I also posted this on my LinkedIn profile. Not profile, I posted this on my LinkedIn post because I believe in this म्हण a lot. तूच तुझ्या जीवनाचा शिल्पकार. Only you can shape your life, either to the betterment of it or to the destructive phase of it. So you need to take care of it. You need to be held accountable if anything bad or good happens in your life. You cannot blame any other person. Even if you're wasting time, you cannot really blame your circumstances too. Don't blame your circumstances. Don't tell yourself that, hey, because of this I'm wasting more time. Because of that reason I wasted my time. Because of her I wasted 2 hours. No, that is not how it works. You need to take charge of your life. And if you're responsible enough, you will stop complaining, stop blaming other people and your own circumstances, and you will start working. I'm not asking you to hustle. I'm not asking you to work every minute of your hour. I'm just asking you to take charge of your time, because it's your time and you need to take charge. Not any other person will tell you, not any other person will help you, and not any other person can hinder you from taking charge of your time. So that's about it. I think I gave you a lecture, but that's needed. Yeah? Okay. So with that being said, I'll be ending my video here. Please make sure to like this video, to comment down in the comment section below, and also share this video with people who are overthinking a lot like me. Okay, share this with your friends and make sure that you subscribe to this channel, because the next video that will be uploaded, I guess will be based on Feynman's learning technique, and that's a very interesting video. I did a lot of research, I learned a lot, and it will surely help me in my learning journey, and I hope it does to you too. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel, press on the bell icon, click on the bell icon which is next to the subscribe button, so that you get notified every time I post a new video. With that being said, I'll see you next time. You take care of yourself. Bye.